In Adobe Illustrator, masks are kind of a fun thing to explore because you can do a lot of creative things with them. Now you have clipping masks, you have something called an opacity mask, and we will talk about those in the next upcoming lessons in this chapter. Have a little bit of fun. Let's start with clipping masks, and let's do a little 101 here. Number one, when you're working with clipping masks, the mask itself, not necessarily what you're clipping, but the mask must be vector. Number two, they don't have to be in the same layer. As you can see, I've got my little piggy, which I drew with my pen tool. This little piggy went to market. And I've got my dollar signs down here, US dollar signs, in another layer. I chose a green background. In the United States, money primarily, back in history, was always green, so green for money and dollar signs. And I've got the piggy. Doesn't matter what the piggy looks like in terms of color. Doesn't matter, because that's going to go away. Now, the objective of a clipping mask is to clip something into a shape. And I want the money, the dollar signs, and the green clipped into the pig. So to do that, and again, like I said, they are in separate layers, and that's fine. The pig, or the clipping mask, must be on top. Now, by virtue of being in the layer above dollar signs, pig is on top. So no problem there. Come over here and grab piggy, and let's bring him over here. And I think I want him a little bit bigger. So I'll go to a corner. I'll hold down the Alt key and the Shift key, and that way I can draw out from center and keep in proportion. Piggy's getting bigger. Move him where you want him to be, or her, whatever. Select all of the items you want as part of the mask. Now, I have dollar signs. They're in a group. That's not necessary, but they are. I've got my background here, which is just the green. And I'm going to select everything by a nice big sweep across. Come up to the Word object on the pull-down menu and go down to Clipping Mask, Make. Basically about that simple. Now what we've done is we've eliminated the mask. The mask becomes transparent, but the mask is controlling what I see. It's kind of like having a piece of cardboard or construction paper, and you cut a hole in the construction paper in the shape of the pig, and you laid it over another piece of construction paper that had dollar signs on it in green. I mean, it's really all we're doing, but there are creative ways that we can use these. Now, there are a couple of ways that we can get out of what we just did. Number one, I can press undo, of course, because I just got here. But what about, say, tomorrow? This is, understand, totally non-destructive. If I select my clipping mask now and come back to the Word object and go into clipping mask, now we'll talk about editing in a minute, but if I say release, watch what happens. Now, it does release it. It is released, but as you can see, it's kind of hard to find it now, mainly because it is transparent. So if I go to the Word view and go into outline, you can see him hidden in there. And if I can grab him and move him again or her over, I'm really not sure, and maybe go ahead and give it a just standard black and white color so we can see it again. Go back up to the Word view and go to preview. When you release a mask, the mask will return, but it will be no stroke, no fill. So if you go into the preview mode, it's easier to find it, get it, separate it. You can start all over again. So that's Clipping Masks 101. On to the next.